All right. Hello, everyone. This is interesting. So, things come about in an interesting way for me. Um, and today I was guided to, I have the wax that's like sand. So, I was guided to just make a candle of my own in here instead of, because I'm out of the usual candles that I use. And I was guided to fold the wick in this way. And, it was like a double wick, right? So it creates a double wick. So I'm going to show you, right? It creates like two wicks. Can you see that there? Hope you can see that. It's creating two wicks. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. So it's going to have like a double flame. And then I realized, oh, twin flame. Now, I don't, sometimes people don't like that word, twin flame, and there's a lot of stuff around it because some people think that it encourages people to stay in terrible relationships, and maybe it, I don't know. I don't know anything about any of that. Um, it does create a kind of interesting effect right now. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it's kind of cool. So anyway, so I think there's going to be something about twin flames in this reading. Um, you know, people understand twin flames in a lot of different ways. So I'm not sure how this is going to come out in this reading, but I just find it interesting. But what's happening with these flames, as I'm seeing, even though they're twin flames or double flames, however you want to say that, it is creating one flame now, one bigger flame, So I am going to say that the idea of the twin flame thing, I always heard that anyone could be a twin flame, so it didn't have to be a masculine and a feminine. But there's a lot of talk out there about twin flames and the divine masculine and the divine feminine, and them coming together in union to create the, the oneness or whatever you want to call it. Now, this can happen within you. This can happen externally, with another person. I don't know if we have to call it the divine feminine and the divine masculine. We could call it, we could call it the spirit and the human. We could call it, anything that seem to be opposites, right? So it's more about, two halves coming together. And I don't even want to say halves. I'm going to say two wholes coming together and creating a new whole, like whole, WHOLE. So two entities coming together and creating a whole new entity that's bigger, right? You can see that flame is quite big. It's a bigger flame than what I usually have there. So that's all I'm going to say about that. And we're going to get some cards. Now, which deck do you want me to get? There's a specific deck they want me to get. What is it? Okay, I got to stand up because the decks are above here. And what is the deck you want me to get? Interesting. They want me to get the Lightworker Oracle cards, okay? So I'm going to get that deck. And let's see what cards come out. So let's agree for this reading that the twin flame has something to do with two whole entities coming together and creating a whole new entity that is expansive, that's bigger than, than the original two. And whether that's happening within or without, I don't know. It's not necessarily a romantic thing, although it could be. Let's just see what the cards say. What the cards want to tell us. I'm hearing to cut them today, okay? So, we'll cut them. And then, let's see what card is coming out. Oh, spiritual service. Interesting. Okay. And they want me to get one more. Okay. I think these are going to be the two things coming together. And the other one is karmic clearing. Spiritual service and karmic clearing coming together, okay, is what I think this is guiding us toward. So when you combine spiritual service with karmic clearing, and they come together, they will make something bigger than they would individually. Ah, that makes sense. Okay. Before I read from the book that came with this, if I can find the book. Oh, here it is. Yeah. I'm like, where did that go? I hid it away. But before I read from that book, let me tidy that up. Before I read from that book, I'm going to read from the angel numbers 215, okay, and see what that message is, because that's being called out. 215, you are in a space to overcome your fears. Have faith. You are moving through this in order to move up. Okay, so whatever you're moving through in order to move up, there's a karmic clearing happening, okay? That's what I'm hearing. So that's something important to understand about whatever it is that you're moving through. So now we're going to read from the book, okay? Spiritual service. Self-doubt can be a habit that is hard to break. It can slow down your spiritual progress and the fulfillment of your life purpose. Ultimately, it won't stop you, but it can make your progress seem more challenging. It's easier to fulfill your purpose when you acknowledge your own goodness and talent and do what you love to the best of your ability. Realize that you are enough, that your work is good, and that you have something of value to offer. It is time to let go of fear of failure, concern about your ability, and your right to live a happy and fulfilled life of success. The universe believes in you. So you are being called to service beyond that which you have accomplished thus far. That is because you are ready, capable, and willing to step up to another level of spiritual responsibility and freedom. Your mind, however, may question your ability. You may be afraid that you cannot perform well enough, that you are not skilled or experienced enough, that you are not as good as others, or that you do not have enough value to offer. These are nothing more than wounded beliefs about your self-worth. It is time to recognize this wounding and not empower these beliefs as truths anymore. Be kind to your mind. It will be happier without such beliefs. You can free yourself from the pain they cause and become more realistic about your gifts and your potential. Now it is time for you to trust love more than your wounds. As you release these old beliefs, you can create more space within you to receive impressions of how you can most joyfully serve the greater good. No longer hampered by undermining and draining beliefs and self-doubt, you will have more energy to act on your intuition and guidance. If at any time you find yourself blocked by fear or performance anxiety, it can be helpful to release these blocks by simply asking yourself how you could best serve the greater good at this time. The answer to this question will never be to shrink back in fear. It will always be to choose belief over doubt. It will be to move ahead, to take the opportunity offered to you as a vote of confidence from the universe. This realization will bring you peace of mind so you can resume your progress and share what you have with the world. If you have been working hard, taking the opportunities that have come to you, and you are still feeling as though you are not quite where you wish to be in terms of fulfilling your life purpose and divine destiny, you are now asked to acknowledge that all you have attained so far. You are being asked to acknowledge all that you have attained so far. Acknowledge all of the people who have assisted you. Acknowledge all the people you have assisted in your own special way. All the positive influence of love that you have added to the collective human soul through your willingness to take your spiritual journey. Open your heart and care about life on earth. Your spiritual service has been noticed by the spiritual worlds, and you will be empowered to serve in increasingly beautiful ways. Your service is already successful and will only increase in potency, power, and peace. Okay, there's an invocation, but I hear we're going to come back to that. Okay. Now they want me to read about the karmic clearing. You are fast outgrowing a level of consciousness to which are attached particular wounds, issues, and struggles. As you outgrow that consciousness, these issues will release their grip on you. You are receiving divine notice that karmic clearing is taking place through a combination of your own efforts and spiritual grace from the heart of the divine. It is time for an old wound to be released once and for all. Karma is not punishment. Karma is essentially our soul's lesson plan for this lifetime, carried over from past lifetimes. It is the way we grow and develop as a soul, sometimes through challenges and sometimes through blessings. Our positive karma is seen in the skills and talents we have mastered over many lifetimes. Also, when opportunities flow easily and healing happens swiftly, there is a sense of positive karma, an easy grace that effortlessly takes place in your life. This is what happens when we are clear enough of our own past pain to have little resistance between us and the natural flow of life. More challenging karma is revealed in the lessons we are still learning. These usually appear in the guise of painful circumstances or reactions that repeat themselves in our lives. The stronger the soul, the more challenging the lesson it is willing to master this lifetime. As with any education, the higher the level of training, the more demanding the work. When you are working through big challenges, it is often a sign that you are on an advanced spiritual path. Must you always have struggle in your life as an advanced soul? Of course not. As you master your lessons, you will find you develop an ability to live your life more peacefully. However, it would be incorrect to interpret a struggle as a sign that you're not progressing spiritually. Sometimes the more painful a struggle has been, the more difficult it can be to release that pain and associated memories or scars. The spiritual worlds know you are in need of divine intervention to help clear a pattern that was once painfully lodged in your body, mind, and soul. Enough of the struggle. Divine love now offers healing and freedom. Look. Oh, interesting. I don't know if you can see that, but the flames are individual right now. See that? They're individual right now. So they were combined, but now they're kind of individual, as we're talking about these two individual parts here. And what I'm starting to understand, this is you following your spiritual path, and this is the divine. And you can see that because it looks like that. But this is the divine. If you put these like this, it's kind of interesting, right? Because I feel like that's you, and that's you here. And you're holding up that cup, and then the divine is looking down on you. So this is you and the divine coming together. So remember I said spirit and humanity? So yes, this is you and your divine self coming together. Okay, so you're doing all this spiritual work in this lifetime to find your path and to pursue your path, your spiritual path in this lifetime. And then there is a wound, there is something that's been, a big, huge lesson for you, something that you've been trying to master, that the divine is now, the divine self, your divine self is now saying, hey, I'm going to help you clear this, okay? So we clear karma by learning to trust and relax, by choosing not to punish ourselves with shame, guilt, fear, or unworthiness, by continuing to balance our efforts with a surrender into divine grace. We take responsibility for our own healing, doing all that we can, and trusting that the universe will lovingly and effectively handle everything else so that we can progress and succeed. If you have been struggling with a long-term issue, this oracle card comes as a particular sign that the universe wants to step in and assist you. Repeat the invocation below for at least 6 days and nights. Invite this healing blessing of karmic clearing through love into your life now. I don't know if you have to do it for 6 nights, okay? That's what this author of this book was guided maybe for themselves. The last reading that I did, or one of the last readings that I did, said you only have to ask once, right? And then just believe. So I'm going to read the invocation, okay? I call upon the karmic board of ascended beings, angels, guides, and holy ones who love me unconditionally and ask for your divine blessing, healing, and assistance now. I open myself up to divine grace, divine love, and karmic absolution. I choose to surrender my attachment to the suffering I have experienced. I have learned and been willing to go through this experience, and yet I am now willing to learn and grow through a higher vibrational experience of love. Through divine authority and of my own free will, this karmic clearing manifests now, according to the highest law of love. May this blessing reach into the hearts of all beings, according to divine compassion, mercy, and grace. So be it. And now I can read the other invocation. Universe, I love you. How can I serve you? I accept love's protection and love's purpose in my heart, in my life. Love empowers and protects me, gives me purpose and passion, peace and play. I believe in love. I am love, and I believe in me. May the joy of helping others give me energy and courage to continue to serve and grow spiritually. May all beings receive your love and be healed through your grace. May all those who want to serve be empowered through mercy, compassion, joy, and love to do so for the greatest good. Through my own free will, so be it. Okay, beautiful. So those two are coming together now. So you and your divine self are coming together to pursue your spiritual service, your spiritual path, and to clear your karma once and for all. A specific wound. And I hear it's a universal wound, okay? That's what I'm hearing. So now they want me to get a third card, so the one that happens when they come back together. Okay. Look, this is the card that came out for that. The one that happens when they come back together. An invitation to connect. Okay. And look, that's you being your divine self and your physical self. Right? Look at that. That's beautiful. Okay, let's read that one. Love exists throughout our universe. Many loving beings that do not belong to the human race exist in worlds beyond the earthly realm. Among these are those who are aware of the spiritual plight of humanity and are willing and able to help us move forward. Unlike those who close their minds because they fear the unknown, you have an open mind and an open, receptive heart. Beings from other worlds recognize you as a receptive channel for their unconditionally loving assistance in this world. You will both benefit from this individually and help the planet. So you are being offered an invitation to connect. There are many dimensions to existence. For those who are developing evolved sensory perception, the senses will not be restricted to being impressed upon by the physical dimension. There are higher dimensions that the psychic or emotional nature can recognize, and even more refined dimensions that the higher mind can recognize. Beyond that, there are dimensions that the mind, even in its most expansive state, cannot grasp, but the spirit knows to be real. The more your sensitivity to subtle energy evolves, the more aware you become of these worlds beyond this world. For some, this will be easy to accept and will inspire interest in learning more. Others may be tentative about exploring connections with non-earthly beings. Great peace can grow in the heart of those who are unafraid, who are open to the idea of beings that are aware of humanity but not human themselves, who want to help humanity evolve and have the spiritual power to be able to do so. No matter how mixed up and consumed by darkness the world may seem at times, there are so many powers of light working to see the earth and humanity through this most interesting time, to see us into the new age of spiritual enlightenment. It is all part of this divine experiment of life, and there are many forces invested in the successful and loving evolution of humanity. If you have been contemplating life beyond the earth, perhaps talking to the stars or gazing wistfully at other planets. If you have been intrigued by the mysterious codes of light and sound, you are sure... What? Oh, of the mysterious codes of light and sound you are sure are embedded in crop circles, or simply have a feeling that you would like to work with beings who are more spiritually evolved than humanity at present, then you are being given a clear message with this oracle. There are beings in other worlds that are very aware of your open, loving attitude and the work you are doing. They are actively responding to your thoughts and feelings. Since we live in a free will zone on Earth, we must extend an invitation to receive assistance. Because you are unafraid and resonate from a place of peaceful curiosity and higher level awareness, you are capable of issuing the needed invitation to those that can assist humanity from a place of unconditional love. Of course, there are forces in the broader universe, just as there are forces in the natural world here on Earth, that would not be so helpful to the triumph of love on this planet. Therefore, we must issue our invitation to the forces of light with a peaceful heart and a wise mind. This invocation below has been carefully crafted to attain that purpose. You are asked to use it whenever you feel the need to do so, knowing that you are part of a bridge between humanity and other loving worlds that want to assist life on Earth. They thank you now and offer their blessings to you and to life on Earth in all ways possible. Okay, I'm going to read the invocation now. As a member of the human race, through my own free will, and for the greatest good, I call upon all beings that resonate with the quality of unconditional love and wish to assist humanity and Earth to evolve on the path of divine love. I ask for the unconditionally loving ascended masters that serve Christ consciousness to be the gateway through which permission is confirmed for these beings to enter Earth's field and assist humanity according to divine will, grace, and love. May all beings be happy and free. So be it. All right. Now, they want me to read the 195. Okay, the 195. Your gifts require your attention if they are to develop. Take time to dive deep within and study yourself and the gifts you have. All right, that's the message they want me to leave you with. This reading is going to be called An Invitation to Connect. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.